What's up, guys? Welcome back to Amazing RC. It's your boy Brian, and it's day 2 in the RC Dale Traxxas slash Ford F-150 Raptor. I'm very excited to finally get my hands on this specific car. If you've been following along, guys, you know that I've owed this car out to RC Dale for a very long time. Video 1, I'll have a link to it up here. We got right into the rebuild portion of this adventure. I rebuilt the entire front end. I rebuilt the entire rear end. I've got new springs in the shocks, rebuilt the shocks all the way around. Now, this time, we need to address the electronics. Now, I'm not replacing any of the electronics. The only thing I'm doing is somewhere along the line in RC Dale's Traxxas slash Adventures, he had a couple quick fixes. I'm going to get everything soldered in real nice using the existing Hobby Wing electronics that he has here. It's just going to make everything run just as good, if not better than before. Once I finish the electronics, then we're going to address mounting the body. Now, I've got all the fresh nylon in here, but as you can see, that's not where this body is going to end up. So, we're going to get the body mounted where it needs to go and get that completely done. Then, the third thing we need to do before we get into paint is address the giant hole in the back end of this Proline body. So, I've got two options for that. I was going to go carbon fiber, but now all I have is 3mm thick carbon fiber, and I just think that's going to be too much for that giant hole. So, I've got some old chassis that I used to kick around, to use one day. I'm going to chop one of these to bits and get it bolted in here for this hole. Now, the good news is that I actually use these two holes right here for this car. So, that's great. Now all I got to do is bolt down something to cover it up. I actually was thinking about putting these two fans in there, but Dale's going to have this thing going through gravel and mud and all kinds of stuff, and I just know these are going to get gummed up. If it was going to be some shelf queen show car, sure, it would have been really cool, but not this one. So we're going to go ahead and get this thing set up, and I'll be back in just a few minutes to show you exactly what we did. Okay, guys, so we got a bunch done this evening. Didn't get everything done that I wanted to, but I got a lot done. So today's video was all about electronics, and that's basically what we did. Now, if you notice, before the electronics looked like this. So I basically took everything out of here, took the soldering iron to it and just ripped all the wires off and started from scratch. Got everything cleaned up, threw some new hardware on here, shortened a few things, and got it as clean as possible. Now, where he had his ESC, I kind of wanted to keep it in the same spot. So, it's in there the way he had it. If he wants it a different way later on, we can work on it then. I don't know if he wanted it in the center for a reason, and that's exactly where it's going to go. So we've got our body mounts on, and I'm pretty sure that's where the body's going to go. We'll show you guys here in just a second. If you guys notice, the electronics box is a little bit cleaner than it was before. If you remember, the top was kind of hanging off a little bit. I rewired everything on the inside. I also bolted it to the chassis, so it's not going anywhere. I actually bolted it through the bottom into the chassis, so trust me, good to go. Tomorrow, I got a couple things left before we get into paint. I still have to address the giant hole in the back of the body. Now, I have chose to go with this here. Now, this is an old chassis, and I'm just gonna chop a chunk out of it and get it bolted into the back here. I also have to work on the battery tray. I talked to RC Dale earlier, and he was talking about every time he wrecks the car, his battery falls out. He's got two battery straps here. I may redesign this. If I can redesign it without screwing with the structural integrity of the chassis, then I'll do it. If not, then we'll figure out something else. So the two things I got to do tomorrow are address the battery tray and fix the hole in the rear of the body. After that, we're going to start laying out paint. Guys, we got till Friday. I want to get this car done for RC Dale. So after we get done with RC Dale's vehicle, we're going to sneak this in real quick before we call Gary, because remember, we got a killer collaboration going on with RC Trail Cats. Got to get a hold of Gary here real soon, because about done with Dale's car here. So we got some really cool solid metal parts here for our WPLC 24. We've got the axle housings in all metal. We've got couple drive shafts, CV joint drive shafts, all metal. This is a 370 size motor, complete with heatsink, and I'll tell you guys, I've seen this transmission pulled apart. Inside these two giant pieces of metal sandwiched together are a ton of metal gears. This thing is no slouch. So we got that coming up as well, guys. I'm super jacked to get this thing done for RC Dale. You guys this weekend are gonna see the old E-Max out there against this Ford F-150 Raptor. Guys, I'm going to see you out there this weekend. Until then, it's Brian, Amazing RC. We're going to get you guys another really cool video very, very soon.